Hello everybody, it is February 28th, 2022. Going to dive into Bitcoin here. First want to go over what I said on Friday. So if you haven't watched the last couple videos, I suggest you do so because it really has played out pretty much exactly the way that I thought it would. So as of last Friday, we completed that press down into the 34.3K area last week, and then we began the push up back into the 40K region. So I said in this summary 40 to 43, but when I actually I placed some short orders, I did do it up to 44K. So in any case, we've seen that bounce now up into that 44K region. So what I said Friday still remains true. It is still the primary scenario that we see a rejection here in this region that we're in right now. 40 to 43 or 44 is fine. And then it heads back down to a new low below 33. So that is my primary that I'm looking at, right? The alternate scenario is if Bitcoin can press above 45.8 with a 5-wave move, then I'm going to view the bottom as in, right? So let's just take a look and see what we've done. So first off, I just want to point out on here two of the major reasons I am expecting a new low to be formed still. One of the major reasons is that we struck a low down here. We had crap action off of the low, indicative of corrective action, and then we should have seen a new low. This was our wave 3, here's 4. We should have seen a 5 down to a new low. Instead, we held a higher low. And so I really can't view this as being a complete correction unless it really proves itself. And so far it hasn't done that quite yet. Not that it can't, but it hasn't done it yet. So that's reason number one, we struck a higher low. Reason number two is the way that we struck that low. If you look at this move up, it's pretty clear 3-wave move. However, if you look at this move down, we have a pretty clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a 5-wave move down. If you get a 3-wave move up, you expect reversal. If you get a 5-wave move down, you expect continuation. So we have a 5-wave move down after a 3-wave bounce, which is what we have right now. We expect continuation downwards. So that's the other reason I am still expecting that as the primary scenario. But like I did say on Friday, if you're 100% convinced of anything in trading, you're doing it wrong. You always need to be aware of what does the market need to do to prove you wrong. Right? And so that's where my alternate scenario comes in. So let's zoom in here to this action that we are concerned with right now. And this, as we were making this up, I said, you know what, we spiked into this box. It certainly could be the top there, but I think we're probably going to see, a move down for a B wave here, followed by a C wave up, and that in fact has played out now. So that being the case, I've got a fib drawn here, the green fib extension from the bottom up to A and down to B, and that gives me a box for C up to the 1.236 as the top of that, which is 45.2K. So you can see we're certainly well within that area right now where we can expect rejection. Now, based on the macro fib, this blue fib that I have here, well, not macro, but based on the fib from this move down, we hit just about the 886, which is usually a little bit high. So as far as the bulls go right now, they have pushed this up a bit further than would be normally expected. This red box here was my normal expectation. So it has gone a bit above that. So I'm not blind to that. It's something I want to keep an eye on, but we are still within the realm of possibility for this to be an ABC. The only way that that turns out to be incorrect is if we can push above this previous high here, which is 45.8, and that then pushes us up above where the C wave really should be going. And if we get into this region here, 46.2 to 48, before a correction down, then this starts looking much more like a third wave move. So this is the red alternative that I have right here. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so if we see that, if we push up into this region here, it can be anywhere in this region for 3. And then 4 can hold anywhere in this region, basically, in between 41.8 and 43.5. So that can be 4. And then we do a fifth wave up to 49 to 51. If we can do all 5 of those, then I can be pretty comfortable saying the bottom is in. Now, that being said, if we do push up through here into this region, I am probably going to be looking for a scalp long for this fourth wave move, because that should be 1, 2, 3. We should get a pullback down, and I can scalp this from 4 up to 5, potentially. It's a little dangerous because even though like it sort of, definitely swings things in the bull's favor, it would still technically just be 3 waves, and it could fail from there. It's just much less likely to see that happen. So I think that's the plan, right? If we get up into that region, I'm going to be looking for longs on the pullback here in that fourth wave. That'll be a scalp long up just for that fifth and final wave. And then I will be looking to go like degenerately long on the subsequent pullback off of that, because we will then have a 5 wave move up. That pretty much proves the bottom is in, and I will buy the subsequent pullback. So I'm not really too concerned, once again, about missing out. I am still mostly in cash. As far as crypto goes, I'm still mostly in cash. And this is where I would buy. I'm either buying here at a higher low, or I'm buying down here at a lower low, because we do reject from this region. Those are the 2 scenarios, and the only 2 places that I'm going to be buying back in is on a lower low or a higher low, based on us actually getting a 5 wave move up. So let's just pretend for a moment. I don't know for sure that this is the top already. It might push up a little higher, but let's pretend for a moment that the top is in, because it certainly could be. And we actually, this being a C wave, we actually do potentially have 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really small, so I can't promise that's 3, 4, but maybe we've got 5 waves up already. And 5 waves up in a C wave does pretty much complete that C wave. Now the alternative would be this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 yet to come. That's certainly possible too. But like I said, let's just pretend for a moment that the top is already in, and let's see where that projects down to. If we do get our move down, if that is the top, and we get our move down, where are we looking for next? Well, in a normal world, if this is going to play out as an impulse, which it may or may not, it might be doing a diagonal down, but if this is going to play out as an impulse, we would realistically be looking for 27 to 29 as the next move. We would see this, right? And obviously that's going to take the shape of a 5 wave move, but eventually we end up down there at 27 to 29 if this is an impulse. Then we get a little bounce up, and then we get a final move down between 26 and 25, basically, down here. And that gets a little bit dangerous towards this area where it makes the higher time frame chart look a little bit suspicious. If we can stop there and not really go too much below that, I'm still happy with the higher time frame chart, but I really don't want to see a significant move below 25. I think we'll hold still at about 20,000 even if we do get below 25, but I like the chart a lot better if we stay above it. So we'll see exactly how this ends up playing out if we even go down. Like I said, bulls could prove themselves. This is exactly the type of motion that I would expect to happen if the bottom was struck. If and when a bottom is struck, we really look for these nice strong moves up. But at the moment, it just has a bit more work to do in order to prove it. It needs to get to that region before I can even entertain the idea that the bottom is in. And then I also have to deal with the unfortunate situation, which is that because we didn't make a lower low, because we made this higher low, I have to take this into account. I can't ignore it. If we make a lower low, I can ignore all of this, and that makes me really happy. If we don't, if we stay here and say that's actually the bottom and this pushes up, then I can't ignore this. And this setup here is really not great for the bottom to be in, because that's a diagonal setup at best. So we would probably see these 5 waves be 5 within an A. We got a big dump down for a B and a big jump up for C. We then have a diagonal structure which chops down for 4 and chops up for 5. And we might just get up into like the 70 or 80K region, and that might just be the end of it. So that's the danger with this setup, and why I really am hoping to see a lower low form, because it's not the best setup right now for actually hitting the targets we want to hit, which is over 100K. But we have to take whatever the market decides to give us, of course, and go from there. So anyway, I think that's pretty much all I've got. It is worth noting, of course, that we are very overbought on hourly indicators, and I think we're getting pretty overbought on 4 hours as well. Yeah, 4 hours, super overbought on both the PPO and the RSI here. So I don't really expect this to push significantly higher in the near future. I mean, it certainly can. Crazier things have happened. RSI can certainly go up more than you expect it to, but this sort of setup for a dump is very, very possible as well. Just keep that in mind. We are very overbought on the hourly and 4 hour, so can't really expect a giant push up here short term necessarily. And at best, I think it's going to be this sort of thing where we go up here just a little bit higher. It does stop me out of shorts, and it proves, or it pushes probabilities toward the bulls, but then I look for a pullback here, because we should see these indicators then come down and reset for that 4th wave, if that happens. All right, so those are my thoughts. That's what I'm looking at here. We'll see what the overnight action brings and go from there. I will talk to you all on Friday, and we'll see what the rest of the week brought. All right, good night, everybody.